What's up, Fragrant World? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland, and on this channel, Stay Fresh Productions, we do talk about all things dealing with fragrances. Any interest in that kind of content? Then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button, join the Fresh Squad, immerse yourself in these bubbles. Trust me, the effervescence will enhance your freshness to unprecedented heights. You will feel it, and others will smell it. Today we're talking about all year round fragrances. These are fragrances that you could wear theoretically in any season, basically for any occasion. Some of these are going to work for some occasions more than others, but mostly these are all seasonal based. So you can wear these any time of the year. Now, what determines this criteria? We're talking about fragrances that have a profile that doesn't really lean one way or the other. It doesn't lean overtly summery and fresh and citrusy, and it does not lean overtly warm and sweet and woody. A lot of these fragrances actually have elements of both, so that makes them quite versatile, and it makes them quite easy to wear for any season. Now, obviously you need to take into account how strong the fragrance is. So you might need to experiment with how much of it you actually put on, depending on what time of the year it is, but that's kind of up to you and your journey, just like it is up to me in my own journey to figure out what works for me. So I'm just giving you a little bit of foundation. These are 10 fragrances that you can start with, and hopefully you find something you like. Let's dive right into it. Here at number 10, we have a basic one. This is mostly fresh, but it does have some kind of sweeter, creamier, richer elements to it. And we're talking about Prada Rossa Carbon. This is essentially a modern fougere. It is based a lot around lavender, maybe some citrus in there, very fresh, kind of clean smelling. What makes it a fougere is that it is quite fresh and spicy. Those are two of the primary components of the fougere genre. Lots of lavender in here. You do get some pepper. You have some citrus in here. You also have something that makes it a little bit sweet, but not in an overly vanilla-like way. So that combination of the freshness, the spiciness, and that sweetness, and there's even some deeper notes like patchouli that kind of make it so it straddles warm and cold weather. The performance isn't fantastic, so in the cold you would have to go a little bit heavier, but the scent profile is actually pretty appropriate for, again, any time of the year. Very versatile stuff, but yeah, a little basic. That's why it's number 10. That's Prada Rossa Carbon. Great scent, and one that can be had for a decent price at the discounters. I'll have links below. Here at number 9, we have a fragrance that is a little bit more interesting than the Prada, but it may not appeal to everyone, but there's something about it that I think is quite special. This is coming from Burberry. This is called Mr. Burberry Eau de Parfum. This is the flanker to the original Eau de Toilette, which is a little bit too light and summery for all year round wear, but this one, they darken it up. Man, it does have a bit of a brightness to it. There's some grapefruit. There is some cardamom, which brings a fresh, spicy nature. You even have a little bit of an herbaceous quality from tarragon, which makes it a little green, but still kind of aromatic. Even some lavender in there to make it even fresher. But as it dries, you do get lots of patchouli and wood. So it gets kind of damp, earthy in a way. Again, doesn't make it really lean either one way or the other. I think this fragrance suits the nighttime a lot more, as kind of per the bottle here. But it's very versatile. You could dress it up or down, and again, I think it does do well in, maybe summer nights or even winter nights. It's just very classy, but again, can be casual as well. It's a special scent. Francis Kurkdjian perfumed this. He's no slouch. He did something special with this. It smells appealing, but very unique, and again, versatile. Mr. Burberry Eau de Parfum. Here at number 8. A fragrance that maybe not everyone's gonna love. It is a classic, came out in 1998, perfumed by Jean-Claude Ellena. Coming from Cartier, I think this is one of the most underrated designer houses in the game. And this is called Declaration, the original Declaration from Cartier. This is yet another great combination of freshness, but with deep, rich woodiness. You do have a lot of citrus up top. Bitter orange is very prominent, mixed with a lot of cardamom. Very fresh and spicy, bright. That bitterness though kind of leans it into, something that's not going to be overly summery though. As it dries down, you do get, like I said, some wood, so vetiver becomes quite prominent here. There's some more spices, there's leather, there's some florals in here. It's quite complex, and complexity honestly is what's going to make it the most versatile. Believe it or not, in terms of the scent profile, that's what's going to make it not lean one way or the other. And in this case, it's a great blend of that. Mostly on the fresh side in terms of the profile. The Parfum version, which is fantastic, which I love a little bit more than this, is not quite as versatile, heavier on kind of these rich ambery woods and leather. But this is, again, still quite fresh. Can suit any occasion, casual or formal. And again, pretty much any time of the year. Just simply smells fantastic. That is Cartier Declaration. This fragrance is so calming. This is a fragrance that I would wear it all year round, but I wouldn't consider it something I would wear out all the time. It is quite a soft scent, even though it does last a good while. It's a little soft. It's something that's going to be more of an introspective fragrance, something you kind of wear for yourself, maybe when you're just at home, indoors, and again, you could wear it all year round because there's no bad time to soothe yourself. And we're talking about from Scotch Porter, the men's grooming brand, we have Badlands. I really enjoy this. This has kind of a bright, fresh grapefruit that's almost a little bit sweet in there. You do have some balsams in there, some resinous quality that kind of thickens out the scent profile, so it's not just straight up bright citrus. And it does dry down with some vetiver, some Haitian vetiver, adding a nice woody earthiness in there. Kind of a simple profile, but again, not leaning one way or the other in any direction, and again, simply smells fantastic and very calming, very centering. Easily can recommend it. We do have a discount code with Scotch Porter, save you a little bit of cash on any of their fragrances. All of them are fantastic. I'm gonna have a link down below to check them out. Here at number 6, this fragrance is pretty much brand new to my collection, and this is a cheapie but a goodie. This is kind of a hidden gem. It's gotten some talk here and there on YouTube, but not a lot of people are talking about it. From Lalique, I got this for like 40 bucks from FragranceNet. Great blind buy. And this is called L'Insoumis, which translates to the rebellious in French. This is a special fragrance. It kind of almost has a tropical getaway, tropical vacation kind of vibe. You do have a lot of rum in there. It's like a sweet, almost sugary, bright and fresh rum note. But woods really ground this stuff. It is quite aromatic with a lot of basil, maybe a little bit of citrus, so that freshness is there. But clary sage makes it a little sweet. Lavender makes it fresh continually. The rum note is what kind of starts to lean it. Again, it's a little bit tropical, but it has a darkness to it because there is some black pepper in here, which does add a spicy nature to it. That's a little bit intense, but you do get some woods and even some moss in here, some oak moss. It has a nice kind of woody, grounded, earthy base that's a little bit dry and subdued and gets kind of a little sexy when it does reach the dry down. And that supports this kind of fresh, spicy booziness. It's so unique. It does remind me a little bit of Still Life in Rio from Olfactive Studio. If you smelled that one, that's kind of a similar profile here, but way more summery. You do get rum, you get a lot of coconut in that one, you get more citruses, it's brighter, fresher, and even has kind of like this crushed sugar kind of scent to it. This is nowhere near as sweet, but it is deeper and woodier, which I think makes it, again, kind of straddle the line a little bit better. It does kind of have more of a casual feel to me. Ironically enough, because of that boozy note, it does make it a little bit more hanging out on a nice summer evening, or, you know, again, even in the winter time, this could work as a nice little dinner time scent, casual dinner. But good stuff. That's L'Insoumis from Lalique. Not a lot of people are talking about this one. Okay, here at number 5, not a well-loved fragrance by most of us here in the community, but a lot of people outside of the community do really enjoy this one. And this is coming from Dior, and this is Dior Homme 2020. This is the update, the edition that people were up in arms about because it completely did away with what we all knew and loved about the original Dior Homme, with its waxy iris, with that chocolatey sweetness, with the leather. That's all gone. No iris here. Mostly woods and spices. Kind of soft, smooth woodiness. It's almost kind of lemony in a way, but I don't believe there's lemon in here. There's a bit of this very ambiguous sweetness that is so subtle and in the background. The profile is very basic, but it also doesn't smell like everything else, and it's versatile. It's very versatile. It actually does last a decent while on my skin, which makes it suitable for the cooler weather. It's great for a signature scent, By no means beast mode. You know, you're not gonna get a lot of people noticing you wearing this fragrance if it's cold out, but easy to wear. It is going to garner positive attention because it's a nice, soft, but kind of sexy woodiness, mostly synthetic smelling, but also not completely terrible quality. It's Dior. They do have a standard for quality, and I do think they met it here. They did something right with this one. It is its own thing, and you just have to look at it that way, but it is definitely something you could wear all year round. That is Dior Homme 2020. Okay, here at number 4. Oh man, this stuff is, this stuff. Roger Parfums. I could have picked a few from the house that really do very well in most seasons because they have so much complexity to these note breakdowns. There's so much freshness at the top, but like warm, woody, sweet, ambery, you know, earthy qualities as it dries, and they blend together beautifully. And this is the one I decided to go with, and this is one of his newer releases. This is called Burlington 1819. You do get quite a bit of citrus. I mostly get a bitter grapefruit and even bitter orange. And you also have some lime, but there's some mandarin orange that makes it a little sweet. It's a sweet yet bitter orange quality right up top, but immediately behind that, you get this kind of sweet warmth that lingers beneath. It's kind of mysterious, and it's like, almost smells like amber or vanilla, but it's fleeting and it's not too powerful, it's not too thick. It really supports that freshness. And as it dries, you get some very rich notes. There's rum in here, there's tobacco, musk, patchouli, woods. I mean, as he does everything in the base, and it really does make for a rich and deep and central dry down that, combined with the freshness, makes this perfect for any time of the year. Performance is no slouch. All of these fragrances he makes are quite strong. They are gonna have a beautiful sillage trail. They're gonna last on your skin all day. This one's pretty versatile. I think it kind of leans maybe a little bit more formal. I would say it really does well if you dress it up, but you could pull it off casually, no problem. Really beautiful stuff. That is Burlington 1819. Number 3. This is ranked so high primarily because of its performance with its scent profile. When you smell it, you wouldn't think this thing would last all that long, but it persists all day. It's not a screamer, especially in comparison to some of the other fragrances from this house, which is Mancera, but man, it does not struggle to last on your skin. We're talking about Kumkat Wood. And the way I like to think of this fragrance is a more playful and a smoother Terre d'Hermès from Hermès. It has this kind of orange rind, kind of bitter freshness in there. There's some woodiness in there, maybe some spiciness in there, but it is a little sweeter. It's nowhere near as earthy and not even near as spicy. And it's smoother, and again, I think that caters to perhaps being a little bit more youthful. Beautiful sillage trail. It just kind of stays with you. It will always be around you, but it will never overpower you. So it does retain a bit of a fresh quality. I think there's actually grapefruit in here. There's not orange. There is grapefruit that kind of has an orange peel vibe to it. It's a little bitter, but again, there's a sweetness that's really beautiful. And it's not thick, but it just persists, and it stays mostly fresh throughout the time on your skin. I think it's gonna get some great feedback. Again, you can wear it any time of the year. It does great in the warm weather. The scent profile does kind of lean in that brighter category, but the deep woodiness and its performance, its sillage really does cater to even the cooler months. So Kumkat Wood is a great way to go, and you can get it for not too much cash if you look at the discounters. I'm trying to get this thing to see the name. There you go, Kumkat Wood. Here at number 2, this is a fragrance that has a beautiful story behind it, has a lot of history. I'm not gonna go into it now because I've talked about it in the past. I talked about it in, I think, my top 10 spring niche video, where I told the whole story behind this, so you can watch that video if you wanna check out the rich history behind this very timeless scent. We're talking about Aiden Bob, the original. Once again, beautiful balance of freshness, but rich sweetness. It does have citruses, it has some spice, almost has a fougere-like quality to it. It has a freshness, but it has a warmth. There's some muskiness in here from some ambergris, which they claim it could be the real thing, but maybe not, I'm not sure. There's some woodiness, there's even some vanilla and sandalwood. So quite a juxtaposition here, fresh, citrusy, kind of fougere, aromatic qualities with these sweet, warm, musky qualities. And it just works so well. Very, very refined scent, very easy to wear, very versatile, and again, can wear it all year round. That is Aiden Bob, the original. Okay, number one, this fragrance, man, this is a showstopper. This is one of my favorites in my collection, without a doubt. You wouldn't think it'd be as strong as it is, but it's borderline beast mode. It has the beautiful combination of that freshness with the sweet, warm muskiness that we kind of talked about with the Aiden Bob, but totally different scent here. This is coming from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Gentle Fluidity Silver. Wow, very bright and kind of invigorating, and a bitey juniper berry note. It's kind of bitter in a way, very fresh and cooling. Back with a little bit of coriander, which adds some spice. There is some sweet vanilla, and as it dries, that warm amber comes into play, and it gets musky as well. So you have this like spectrum that exists the entire time during the scent. It starts out pretty fresh, and it does dry into something, again, sweeter and warmer, but the freshness doesn't just completely dissipate. And this stuff is pretty powerful, so I wouldn't spray too much of it. I'd spray just, 3 to 5 times in the summer. 5 might even be too much, honestly, because it's pretty strong. It's gonna leave that trail. It's gonna stay on your skin all day long. And again, you could wear it anytime, even in the winter, because it's pretty dang strong. People are still gonna smell this stuff. It smells wonderful, it's uplifting, but it's also kind of enigmatic and kind of alluring in a way, and there's just something really special about it, and it's perfectly genderless as it is intended to be, so anyone can wear this. You gotta check this one out. I've been talking about it for a long time for a reason. It tops a lot of my lists. I love this stuff. I stand behind it. I think it smells wonderful. Beautiful simplicity that still smells unique, and you can wear it anytime. That is Gentle Fluidity Silver from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. All right, that is my list of all year-round fragrances. You can wear these anytime, at least in my opinion. I would love to know what you think. Are there any fragrances on my list that you own, that you enjoy, and that you would wear all year round? Or either way, I would love to know at least one fragrance that you love to wear any time of the year, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, no matter what the weather's like. You can put it on, adjusting the sprays as needed, and you can really feel like yourself. Tell me what that fragrance is. If you like the video, please like the video. Really appreciate it so much. If you want to check out my newest fragrance, which at the time I'm shooting this is still available for pre-order, it's called Brass and Soul. I got a video up here that explains everything behind it. I'm gonna have a link down below where you can pre-order it. Even if you're in the UK or in Australia, we do have a great way for you to get it and pay local shipping rates that are not gonna break the bank at all. Please join the Fresh Squad. Again, if you made it this far, your freshness has been enhanced already, and the least you could do in return, at least for me, all I would ask is that you just hit that subscribe button and join the squad. We're trying to get to 50K by the end of the year, if not more, and I would love to have you as a part of that squad crossing the finish line. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.